Welcome back to Easy to Spell, where the name is easy to spell and we did it wrong anyways. If you didn't catch our last episode live, here's what you missed last week. Facing off against the masked figure, we entered into a fierce battle against this being who had ravaged the city of Bastion. Though it was close at times, the party was victorious. The final shot being from Polly as he drew and fired Constance into the sky. We scattered as the favored pistol of Captain Crawford called meteors from the sky, which crashed into the already mortally wounded creature, obliterating it from existence. A little bit of overkill.
I would like to reach into the back of my belt and pull out a small gun-looking device. And because it doesn't have any workable barrel on it, I guess I'll point it in the air and pull the trigger.
4 blazing orbs of fire launch up into the air. They look very much like meteors.
Run, bitch! Run!
Polly, you look in the sky after having run and look back. The modified delayed meteor swarm crashes down. 686 points of damage as these crash into the ground, annihilating the stone beneath it, and you see just the endless expanse of the astral sea as these are torn free. You hear that same sourceless voice. I chose the wrong vessel, it seems, but I know your scent now.
Gathering ourselves, we began the trek back through Bastion towards the keep where Crawford and Chevago were putting together the ritual that would carry us to the vault. Though the journey back was far quieter than the way out, our reprieve was interrupted by a quick, eye-catching conflict between Sheila and Who. As we go, Who's gonna do the same thing to each member of the party, just like pop up behind them and ask them if they know about the lights, the string of light, the mirage thing.
Sheila's just gonna hit her in the face if she gets behind me.
Go ahead and make an attack roll. You actually appropriately jab 2 fingers over your shoulder and catch Who right in the eyes. You feel squelching popping as you rupture both of Who's eyes.
Who just lets out the most awful scream. Once back to the keep with the ritual nearly complete, we say goodbye to Sheila, who has chosen to stay behind with her family. As a single member of the senior crew remaining in the astral sea, Crawford gifts her the little charity before the rest of us complete the ritual and are teleported into a strange, sanitized space which seems to react to our presence. Doors and lights begin to activate and open, and a strange sense of familiarity washes over Averin, who begins to lead the party through the hallways until we reach a large lab full of half-completed war-forged bodies and the remains of one, Grayson Olderman. A body so familiar to Averin that it fractures something in his conscience as it begins to remember his life as a human, and that the body on the ground is his own.
I'm going to hand him the schematics first and be like, before you start looking those over, who's that?
Averin, at this point, your mind fractures. You recognize this face because it's yours, but the faces around you, the faces of these constructs, they're yours. This isn't you, this is your creator, but you created the AV4R1N unit. The rampant thoughts that are trying to reconcile in your mind as you remember being you and not you, and seeing you dead on the ground, and you don't have memories of the life lived, but they're there. They're kind of blocked off. You have pieces, flashes, your work, everything that carried through that makes Averin at some point was part of Grayson.
That's me, but it's not me because I'm AV4R1N, but I created AV4. I'm just going
to slap him. Hey, you got to stay with me here.
Yes, the item we're looking for. It's there. Through that door.
With little time to reconcile with these new memories, the party moves to the vault they sought. We traders were sure to gather as many goods as possible. In the meantime, Averin and Sai, and eventually the rest of us, took a turn in an attempt to attune to Sachet, the legendary satchel of the valleys, and our way home. Once the sentient item is convinced to help, we are transported once again to the astral sea and step back into the sparrow's nest. And that is where we find ourselves on the next episode of Easy Dispell.